Welcome into the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com. Tom Leach here along with Keeneland's Director of Mutuals and Simulcasting, Jim Goodman. We're going to take a look at the Pick 4 at Delta Downs on Saturday and then a quick glance at a couple of stakes over at Gulfstream Park West. Jim, will start with the Pick 4 at Delta, and it is encompassing races 4 through 7. And I couldn't beat La Appassionata in the 6th, so I'm going to key around her and hope to find another price. How does your I'll get kind of go through all the ticket here in a minute, but how about you? What's your ticket look like?
Yeah, mine's the same way. I couldn't beat her in the Princess. So what I'm going to do in the 4th race, which is the Louisiana Legacy $250,000 stakes race for Louisiana-bred 2-year-olds, I'm going to go deep here simply because there's a couple horses that stand out in here, but some of them haven't raced against each other. So our Rapid Dash, the 4, was the top choice, and he's won at Louisiana Downs, won at Louisiana Stallion Stakes last time out, and shifting over to Delta. He's won couple at one at Evangeline, so he's won 2 in his lifetime. Well, the 61 Buyer is not that impressive, but these are Louisiana bred, so it's not the best racing in the world, but it's pretty competitive. I'm going to take our Rapid Dash, the 4. C-Val, the 10, looks like he may get the lead and could take him a long way if he gets the easy lead from the outside post. G's Josh, the 7. I'd also use the 1 and the 3 on a Pick 4 ticket. Rose needs a check simply because he is 2 for 2 at Delta Downs, and it's kind of a tricky track. And then the 3-horse Frisky at the bar, won first out for Brett Brinkman. So 56 Buyer, not bad first out on a sloppy track at Delta, so you don't know how good he is. So I would go 1, 3, 4, 7, 10, 5 horses in this leg. Next race is the Delta Mile, and Departing is going to be a huge favorite in here, but I'm going to try to use Cougar Ridge, the 7, in the Pick 4 to try to get a price. The numbers fit. He won off the turf at Keeneland on the 24th, so he's got a little recency edge on Departing, who hasn't run since the 26th of September. So Departing is going to be a big favorite, but I would go 1-7 there. I would single the 6 La Appassionata in the Delta Downs Princess. It looks like she's kind of unbeatable for Asmussen with a 76-80 Buyer. And then the Delta Jackpot, the $1 million race, looks like Exaggerator is going to be a big favorite at the 9. But I would also use Found Money for Doug O'Neill. Ships from the West Coast, and he's actually faced the best 2-year-olds on the West Coast, including Nyquist, Swipe, Smoky Image. And then I would also use Sunny Ridge, the 3 in here. Jason Service ships him down, and he ran into Champaign, ran creditably at 23-1 against Greenpoint Crusader, who came back and didn't run that well in Juvenile, but nice race, nice buyer progression. So I would use 3, 7, and 9 in that leg. And I think that's a $15 ticket, 1, 3, 4, 7, 10 with 1, 7 with 6 with 3, 7, 9.
I'm playing a little bigger ticket on the first leg. I'm going to try to beat our Rapid Dash. Just if I'm La Appassionata, I'm going to single, and she's going to be such a low price. I'm going to try to find some prices around it. So I'm going to take the 7. G's Josh was the horse I liked to win, but I want to use C-Val, Bernie Strike, and Rose Needs a Check, all 4 of those. Next leg, I'm going to use 5. Rise Up, I gave just a slight edge to, just loves the track and is so fast that can control this, but got to use Departing. I can make a good point on Cougar Ridge. I would use him. I'd use Mr. Pollard. A little intriguing that Irad Ortiz is picking up that mount. And the 2, Agent Denozo, occasionally throws in a big one. So I'll use all 5 of those. Key La Appassionata. The Delta Downs Delta Jackpot, I'm going to – Found Money's my pick. I think that's a nice value. It's set 6-1. And ran, as you said, pretty well against Nyquist and Swipe, and those 2 ran 1-2 in Breeders' Cup. Exaggerator's got to be the one to beat, but if you can beat him, that's where you might get a little value in the Pick 4. So I'll have him on my ticket as well. I'm also going to use a couple of horses that have run here in Kentucky. Whitmore, ultra impressive maiden winner at Churchill. Just on the chance he could be that good, I'll put him on the ticket. And then for Avamo, the 1 for Al Stahl down on the inside, a horse that was bet pretty heavily first time out at Saratoga. So it just kind of indicated they think that one's got some ability, so I'm going to throw him on the ticket as well. So 4 by 5 by 1 by 4 for me for $40 for a 50-cent ticket. Let's take a look at a couple of stakes down at Gulfstream Park West on Saturday. The 4th race is the My Charmer, and it's for fillies and mares 3 and up at a mile on the 16th on the turf. I tried Hope Cross for Chad Brown. Obviously, he's very dangerous, and this is an improving 4-year-old filly for Chad Brown. that you're going to get a nice price on because there are three much more accomplished rivals, Sandiva, Lady Lara, and Kitten's Dumpling. So I would use Hope Cross as the key horse in exactas with all of those three and hope that Hope Cross can win it, and if not, maybe run second at a decent price and get a nice exacta with one of those more logical horses in there. How about you?
Yeah, I think Hope Cross has a shot. I've got on my notes Chad Brown 10-1 ? So he is not the best horse in here, and so Chad Brown only has one in here. I couldn't believe that, but I took Sandiva. The two chalks are Sandiva and Lady Lara, and I think you make a good case for both of them. Castellano goes to Gulfstream West from his New York base, and he rides for Pletcher. Ran behind Tep in the last two, so I think he's got a good shot. And he also beat Lady Lara last time out. She did, rather, not he. And I think Sandiva and Lady Lara, you can't go wrong there, and I'd use both of them in multi-leg wagers along with Hope Cross. Pink Poppy, the 4, competitive in grade 3s, good speed, and may inherit the lead here and may take him a long way. And Kitten's Dumplings, you always got to throw Ramsey in there. But Sandiva, Lady Lara would be my co-picks here in the My Charmer.
What about the 6th, the grade 3 Tropical Park Turf Handicap? Same deal, but this one's for the boys, mile and the 16th on the turf. Yeah,
and Lochte looks like a strong favorite here, along with All Included. It seems like every race we got is a 2-horse race. I'm going to go with Carafa. Might get a little bit of better price because of the tough connections and the double, triple-digit buyers for both All Included, the 2, and Lochte, the 6. So I'm going to take Carafa, the 8 on top, 5 for 12 distance, third off layoff. Looks like he's sitting on a big race. This is going to be one of those races that's going to come right to the wire, and somebody's going to get a head bob. And I think at 4-1, Carafa, you might get 5 or 6-1 with him. Inch Cape is also the 3, is an interesting alternative. Ran just behind Carafa and Lochte at Monmouth and could be 8 or 10-1 in this field, and didn't really get beat by all that much. So I'd take Carafa on top, the 8. Lochte and All Included in second, and then Inch Cape in second and third with as many as you can afford in the trifecta. But Carafa is my pick in the Tropical Turf Handicap.
I'm going to try the 4, Take the Stand. Coming out of an allowance race, but it's Bill Mott. He picks spots pretty well. And this horse had an improved buyer last time in an allowance race, but that was a stakes caliber field against horses like Reload and Not a Cat But a Llama. So I thought that was a good bunch, and he was 4th, but beaten less than 2 lengths for all of it. And I think on the improving angle, might get a piece of this at a price. So I'm going to try a shot with Take the Stand. I would do a 4-horse exacta box with Take the Stand, Flashlight, the 5, who I like a little bit at a price for Maker, second off the claim, and then Lochte and All Included, the 2 logical ones. So I got a couple of decent prices with a couple of favorites, and if you can keep it from being the 2 favorites 1-2, the exacta might pay decent if it comes in one of the other combinations. That's what we are looking at for the Saturday card here on the In the Money podcast. Best of luck on your weekend wagers. A big weekend of racing to wrap up the Churchill and Aqueduct fall meets coming up here next week for Thanksgiving. From the In the Money podcast at KeenelandSelect.com.